All right, everybody, coming to you live with a different kind of video. We're gonna do our top 5 receivers each, and we each have our own list. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Who wants to start it?
I mean, I'll go ahead. I think. I mean, do you want me to explain or?
Yeah, you can
just
do a
explain it.
recap.
Okay. I don't know if you just want to read the top 5. I think Julio's number
Well,
one.
read your list out real quick.
Okay. I think it goes number 1 Julio, number 2 Odell Beckham, number 3 AJ Green, number 4 Mike Evans, and then number 5 DeAndre Hopkins.
In that order?
In that order.
Okay.
See, mine I have like number 1, and then the rest of the 4 they kind of vary, so I don't have a. So just so everybody knows.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So explain your order.
I think Julio's the best in the league because he's made himself very consistent. I think he just is by far the best receiver. I mean, he's fast. I mean, he can play against the top corners and do very well. He can catch. He can go
Richard
deep.
Sherman.
Yeah, he can go across the middle. He can catch screen passes and turn it into yards. I mean, I think the one thing he maybe lacks, which he's kind of been known for, is blocking. Maybe. I mean, that'd be his weakest point, and I think he can do that very well.
He's so big, he can still.
Yeah, I mean, even how big he is, he can just grab somebody and hold them. I mean, the cornerbacks are obviously smaller than him.
He's explosive.
There was a
too.
play. There was a drive last week we were all watching. Remember last week that Falcons went they had like a 9-play drive, and like 6 plays of the 9 were a Julio slant across the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how they did the opening drive.
Yeah, that's how they opened.
Yeah.
it.
Well,
It's like
another
6
thing is
slant
like
passes.
Julio is the only guy I can think of that can just. He's big. He can burn people, and then he can also do the intermediate routes. Most guys who can burn people don't do intermediate routes, and the other way, like it goes the
Yeah.
other way.
Yeah,
And then
and
you have Odell.
Odell, and I mean, we've all seen Odell has some of the best hands. I mean, I'll put him I think that
Yeah, he's got
him
good
and
hands.
DeAndre have the best hands, and then Mike Evans. I think those 3 have the best hands in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Odell, I mean, he really can do it all. I mean, he has a lot of games where he'll just go off. Like, he'll have, a lot of catches. Like, he doesn't have to just, this one play I got, Deshaun Jackson. Like, Deshaun Jackson might have 100 yards, but on one play he got 90.
Yeah.
I think he will have, 150, and he'll have 13 catches. So I think he does everything so well. He can run routes very good.
Super
mean,
He can do
Yeah.
anything. His break off the line is incredible.
And I think the only thing that hurts him is his emotion.
Yep.
Which it's not that he lets people get in his head. Like, people think, oh, he's just bad because he lets people get in his head. I think he wants to win so bad that when he doesn't get the ball, he feels like he has the best chance of them succeeding. If he goes, if I get the ball 15 times, it said if he gets over 100 yards, they've won every single game.
That's strong.
That's not a
pretty
stat.
strong.
That's not a stat you could just sit there and go,
It's
oh,
not an
well,
accident.
yeah, it's just
Yeah,
him.
T.O. was the same way, and I think he was right most of the time. I mean, he was got it carried away, but
Yeah.
it's a good premise.
Yeah, I mean,
So I just think that he
he got
just
some pretty good stats backing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
pretty much.
and that's the thing. Odell has very good stats back in that. If I get the ball consistently, then we win.
Yeah.
And the only problem that they have is, to me, it's Eli, and an inconsistent run game.
Yeah, and a defense that has improved a lot, but we still don't know if they're legit, completely. Like, this year they've been good, though.
Yeah, this year I think they're
But,
solid.
last year, we didn't really know. And his rookie year.
Yeah, and I mean, think about his rookie year. His rookie year, he didn't play the first 6 to 8 weeks, and he came in and still managed to get 1,000. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that, you didn't play half the season, you managed to still get 1,000. I mean, he would have way more, and he also has. I'm pretty sure over the first 3 years of their career, he has the most yards and touchdowns by
Yep.
any wide receiver.
That's true.
So I mean, that right there, those stats, you can't just be like, oh well, those stats don't matter. I mean, they might not win or whatever, but whenever he gets the ball, they tend to win.
You got AJ Green next?
My third is AJ Green. Like you was saying earlier, AJ Green, the only problem with AJ Green is he's very sometimes inconsistent. Like, he'll have 1 week, if he plays Joe Hayden will shut him down, he'll get 20 yards, which is a problem because he's the best wide receiver. But Joe Hayden also is a top corner. I mean, so he's supposed to do that. But the good thing about AJ Green is when he does go off, I mean, he goes off 180 yards, 2 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns sometimes.
Yeah, and I think he has the best, not necessarily deep ball because he doesn't burn everybody every time, but if there's a jump ball, I think he's one of the best. I think he will go up and give you the best chance of getting it.
Him or the next guy.
Yeah. But that's why I chose AJ Green. I mean, I feel like he does a lot of things well. I mean, the good part about these wide receivers I picked is they do a lot of things well. They don't just are like, oh, I just run deep routes, or they can block. And AJ Green, out of all the people on this list, I think AJ Green's the only one that can. They're all durable. Yeah. I mean, AJ Green's the only one that gets injured, and it's not like he gets injured a lot. It's just when he gets injured, it's a significant part of his body to play wide receiver.
He tore his ACL, right? Is that what he did?
I don't know what he did. I know he got hurt.
Something in the knee. I know it's in the knee.
Yeah, it was bad. I think he'll be out for a while, if not the whole year.
Man.
Yeah, and that's like the only problem with AJ Green is he's sometimes inconsistent, and if he gets hurt, sometimes it's kind of lingering. My next guy, which, I mean, heck, I could have put him first, I think, but I think if he does it next year, I will have him top, is Mike Evans. Mike Evans, I think he might be one of the best all-around wide receivers in the league. He runs great routes. I think he's the best route runner. He can catch anything you throw at him. He's very consistent. He can go deep. Yeah, he has size. He's shown
about 230.
He's shown that against the top corners, he can be successful. So it's not like, oh, I'm playing, Josh Norman, I won't do good, or oh, I'm playing Richard Sherman.
He embarrassed Richard Sherman.
Yeah, Richard Sherman. I mean, in the first quarter, he had 2 touchdowns called on him.
First quarter.
And I know you're like, oh, he didn't do anything the rest of the game, but they ended up winning. So it doesn't matter to me that. But I just think Mike Evans, he might be the best all-around wide receiver. I think
full package.
He is always on the field, whether it's a run or a pass, screen, whether it's a block for a screen, whatever it is. And then the good part is he's young, and his QB's young, and Jameis Winston has actually surprised me on how well he's developed. So I think they'll be good for years to come. I mean,
in about 2 years, be expecting a serious division.
Yeah,
NFC South 2 years from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if Carolina can get back on track, and you got the Buccaneers rising to the occasion, like they seem like they're gonna,
Yeah.
Falcons still playing pretty good level.
Yeah, the Falcons. All they got to do is just. I don't even want to get into a whole NFC South thing, but
yeah. And then my last one is DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre Hopkins is phenomenal. The only problem is he has Brock Osweiler. I think.
And before that, it was probably worse.
Yeah.
Ryan Hoyer and
Ryan
I think
Mallett.
Honestly, Brian Hoyer gave him the best opportunity to succeed, and that's bad. Brian Hoyer is at best.
Brian Hoyer is just like the quarterback who can he can deliver the ball to your number one and your tight end and check it down and all that. But he's not gonna shred a defense.
Yeah, I just think DeAndre Hopkins, that is the only thing that penalizes him. If he can get the ball and actually not be a bad pass all the time, he would have put 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. I mean,
if they can really work with Brock Osweiler this offseason, if they can really work with him and get him to just not be you don't got to be a superstar, just do what you have to do to win. Don't try to, you know what I mean?
He can just Hopkins has the best ball skills in the league. It wouldn't be hard.
Do what you have to do to win. Don't go out of your way to be stabbing down the field, because there's a couple plays where Hopkins is wide open over the middle, and he'll just try to throw the tight end deep ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
why are you doing that?
He tries to be
take the gimme first down.
He tries to be a Drew Brees or
Hopkins
a
is
Peyton
good enough,
Manning,
and then Hopkins is good enough to turn the 10-yard over the middle pass into 20 yards, 15 yards. I mean,
yeah, I do think
pretty good list.
He's good, yeah.
Pretty good list. I agree with it. What you got over there?
Let's see. I got number one is Mike Evans. I think there's nobody with his size, speed, hands, route running ability, consistency. He can play any corner. We already went over it. And then my next ones, I kind of don't really have a specific order, because it's almost impossible to put these guys depending on what
they're so
offense.
Strong in different categories.
Yeah, you have different offenses and all that, but I'll give you my list of. Let's see, Julio, Odell. I would probably say one of those would be 2 or 3 if I had to say. And then you got DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green. That's my list. I think Odell's probably the most explosive receiver in the league, arguably. Yeah, he's fast. He has great hands. He can do all the routes. I think Julio, he's fast. He has very good size. He's powerful.
Extremely strong.
Not many guys on this list are powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got DeAndre Hopkins. I think there's nobody with the ball skills he has. He can run routes. He's not really like known for his speed, but he's not slow. He's done really well for having poor quarterbacks, like pretty much so far in his career, and not really a great run game except for this year.
Yeah.
Which is also a big hit. And then you got AJ Green. I think he can do all the intermediate routes, and he can still go deep. But he's not like gonna burn anybody. But the jump balls, there's nobody beating him on a jump ball.
Yeah. It is. All right. I got Mike Evans at number 1. Just exactly the same thing you said. Route running, size, speed, the whole package of a receiver. The entire package, I think he has it pretty much wrapped up. I don't have them listed in the order. If I was going to put them in order, I'd go Mike Evans 1, probably Julio 2, Odell 3, AJ Green 4, and I'm going to put Larry Fitzgerald at 5.
Get into that, because we went over the other guys.
Yeah, we've been over all the other guys. Larry Fitzgerald, he's just, he doesn't have the stats that all these guys have, like Hopkins and all these guys. He doesn't have the stats, but he is by far the oldest guy out of all our lists. Substantially the oldest.
Oh, absolutely.
And
you want to talk about poor quarterbacks, like he's done it.
And he is absolutely still playing at the level these guys are. I mean, maybe not stats-wise, but as far as effectiveness on the field, he is just, when Larry Fitzgerald on the field, what defense isn't going to put their number 1 corner on him?
Yeah, he's strong.
He's blocking. His blocking this year, like, we've watched so many games where they've been, just because the Panthers weren't playing, we've been watching a Cardinals game, and the blocks he set up for huge plays for David Johnson.
Yeah, he can spring a run like no problem.
He's still going over the middle unbelievably and just taking massive shots. I wish I knew his exact age, but
he came in 04, I think.
Yeah, so you're talking 12 years, man.
Yeah, he's
still taking
He's 34 probably.
He's taking these shots over the middle, and he's getting drilled by these linebackers, and he just jumps right up and right back, and he doesn't run to he jumps right back up, and he's to the huddle, like he's ready for another route.
He's Mr. Dependable. He's never like
absolutely.
He doesn't drop.
When has he ever missed a considerable amount of games?
I know we're doing.
I can't remember when he missed one game.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know we're doing receivers for this year, but like last year, they said Demaryius Thomas dropped as many balls last year as Larry Fitzgerald's dropped in his career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't drop.
So I'm just touching.
He doesn't drop at all.
Yeah, his dependableness is just unreal. And at 34 years old, 12th season in the league.
Yeah, he's third all time in receptions.
To play at the level that he's playing at, I think is just tremendous. I have to put him up there. He's not really had. Yeah, I think stat wise, this has been probably one of his worst years.
He's never been flashy though, which is why he doesn't get put on a lot of these lists.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. He's not flashy. He goes in there and he does what he needs to do to get the card.
He doesn't burn people. He doesn't really do like anything bad though. He pretty much has everything as a strength except for speed. Like he has good size too. Nobody ever says anything about size.
Route running and size. He's
like 6'4".
And
his
hands, like if you throw him the ball, it doesn't matter where it's at. He will.
They're huge.
Yeah, he will grab it.
They're huge.
And that's why he doesn't drop.
He took that shuffle pass all the way, like in the playoffs last year. Like
it was a shovel pass
steps up plays
15,
like that.
And he took that thing to the house.
Like, he can just step up whenever they need it.
11th year in the league, and he took that thing to the house. Like that's unbelievable. So I like DeAndre Hopkins. I just think he's a little young to put him at top 5 in the league. He's like, if we were doing top 6, he'd be my 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's my 6. To perform at the level that Larry Fitzgerald's still performing at in his 12th season, he's performing on the same level as Evans and Julio and Odell. I think that's just unreal.
And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why we don't have Antonio Brown. The only reason I didn't put him is because I don't know, he has a lot of hit and miss, like we said, for a lot of these guys, but he's only really played well with Ben Roethlisberger. With other quarterbacks, he hasn't produced like the rest of these guys. Obviously they're going to suffer whenever their QB isn't there, but they still produce pretty well. He's not really even like a decent threat whenever Ben Roethlisberger isn't there.
Yeah, it seems like the other guys around him do better.
When Landry Jones came in, he didn't really do anything. Last year Michael Vick came in.
A little quick fact is
he's never caught a touchdown without Ben Roethlisberger.
He's never caught a touchdown from anyone but Ben Roethlisberger, and you just can't
Yeah,
it's just like if Ben Roethlisberger's not on the field, I have to say Ben Roethlisberger's favoring you by throwing you the ball more and getting you touchdowns. I have to say that if you've never caught a touchdown from anybody else.
Yeah, his stats are great, but it's like he's not dependable without Ben Roethlisberger.
The thing is people overhype him. And so
I
one
think
reason
so,
why
too.
I don't like putting them on here is because they sit here and go before every year they're like, "Oh, this is the year he's gonna break the touchdown. He's gonna beat Randy Moss's touchdown."
And he never does.
No, he's not. Is he gonna beat their yards?
He only has
No,
11,
he's not.
He only has 11 touchdowns this season. Like,
Yeah.
He's not.
I'm not saying only 11 touchdowns. I'm saying at the beginning of the year,
People- I
exactly
don't
what you
know.
said. They were like, he's going to break Randy Moss's touchdowns. This
People
year.
are
He's
like,
gonna get-
he's the best. He's the best. I'm just like, it's like almost like everybody's so used to saying he's the best instead of like, all right, let's look at all the guys and see who really the best is. That's what we did with our list, and I
Yeah.
think Mike Evans is.
Yeah,
I
we
just
just
don't think he's the greatest ever.
yeah, and the thing is, he's kind of small. So when it comes to blocking,
He can't do
he
that.
can't block.
He's not. I mean, he's people mistaken quickness with speed.
Yes.
He's not going to burn most people. He runs
has
a
good
4.5
acceleration.
40. He's not going to just
Yeah,
burn
he's-
these
yeah,
corners.
Exactly.
He's really shifty and
He-
quick.
He's agile.
He can get a
Yeah.
ball, juke somebody out, but he's never gonna just be like, okay, it's a go route. He just beats his man. Like, he's not gonna beat his guy like Odell Beckham or Julio Jones. No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he
no
won't.
way.
And you know you can say, oh well, what about Mike Evans and AJ Green? But they're huge. They don't
Yeah.
need to burn people.
Yeah,
they don't need to burn people because if it comes to a jump ball, they're winning. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's really good for like the check down passing game and the slant routes and intermediate routes, but I can't put him in like the best receiver. I don't have him in my
Yeah,
top
because
5 for that reason.
The good part about this list is all these guys are good at a lot of things. About most of them are good at all the things you need to be a good wide receiver. And a lot of these QBs a lot of these wide receivers QBs are not that great. I
DeAndre
mean,
Hopkins, no.
Matt Ryan is probably the best one on here, and we all know how Matt Ryan will
He's hot and cold. Like
shred a defense. I mean, absolutely obliterate them, and you'll be like, "Wow."
he's elite. And then the next week he throws 2 picks.
And the next week it's just like he's so
Eli too.
yeah. And that's the thing. Eli's that way. Andy
Dalton's
Dalton
that way.
is the epitome of that. Like he.
You know, and you got
That's
Ben
all he
Roethlis-
does.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger is probably if he was on this list, he's a better quarterback than all these guys have.
Yeah.
So I can't really say Antonio Brown is better than all these guys like people are saying. And he also has a great running game, so it's he has a really good surrounding cast. You know,
And we're not penalizing him for that. We're just looking at
Who
the
got
whole picture.
who does it? Who does it without the surrounding cast? Is what we're looking
Yeah,
at.
exactly.
Yeah, who-
These guys do exactly the same production without the surrounding cast. That's
Yeah.
all we're saying.
and it's a different market. Some of these guys, they're not going to get the credit. You got DeAndre Hopkins in Houston. He doesn't get.
Yeah, he'll
credit.
and he's got an awful
Tampa
team.
Bay, Mike Evans, he doesn't get any time. Like
He
Steelers
gets
are
none.
they're a more well known team. They get a lot more media coverage. You hear about Antonio Brown. I think he's. If I had a number 6, I'd put him as my number 6 though.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I put him at 6. I put Hopkins, then I put him at 7. But
Yeah.
sorry.
Put him at number 7. I mean, he could make my way into my list if I made another list, but just I wrote down my guys right now. He wasn't.
If,
on it.
if I had to pick
We
one, I would
literally done
take
this-
out. It would be my number 5.
We've literally done this
Hopkins.
on the spot. Write down who you like. If you could get 5 receivers on your team, put them down. That's pretty much what we did.
Yeah, like if you're going to draft somebody,
It
and
might
you
be
were
the
getting
kind
a
of
number one
offense
wide
where-
receiver. Who would you get? And those
Alright.
are the people I would get.
But yeah, it was
Sounds
pretty
pretty
good video. We might do some more of these. If you guys like it, we might do running back videos. Which actually we should do that. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd
Yeah, I
be
think
fun. I
running
wanna
backs
do-
would be.
I definitely want to do a quarterback video.
A quarterback video will be. I don't even.
It
That'd
would
be
be
so
really
hard to do.
controversial, but
People
It'd be
will get
very
it.
controversial.
This one was controversial. I think a lot of people aren't going to like our Antonio Brown pick, but
That's all right.
maybe some people will. Hopefully they can.
Another
it's
guy-
just your opinion. I mean, they can't hate us for
Another
our
guy we
opinion.
could have put on this list is, and I don't want to be on it too long, but Des Bryant could have got on this list.
Yeah, I was about to put him, but I'm like, he's almost the same way. He can't play without Romo. I mean, I know he is kind of coming into the playbook a little bit more with Dak Prescott, but early in the season he struggled
He was struggling bad,
Yeah.
very bad.
very bad.
Yeah.
Like he one game he only had like 1 catch.
And sometimes when he plays a really good corner, he'll just get taken out of the game. That's one of my main factors whenever I made this. Who can play gets a good corner. And sometimes he'll just get shut down.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our takes on the top five receivers of the 2016 season. This is
Current
obviously-
day, just
this is week 14. We made this on Sunday of week 14.
What's today's
up
date
until now.
exactly?
Today is December 11th.
December 11th. Yes.
December 11th, 2016.
5:08 p.m.
All right.
recording time.
Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to share it and
Tell us if you want a tight end video. That's
Yeah.
another thing we're thinking about.
tell us anything.
yeah,
We're gonna
which
have
one
some,
you would like more?
we are gonna have
maybe.
some wrestling videos coming out soon. Had some people request some wrestling videos and some UFC videos, so we're gonna do that. Ronda Rousey's coming back to the next UFC match.
Might do a Connor and a Floyd thing.
We are
You want to
definitely-
do that?
Yeah.
Because
We
he
are
knows more about
definitely-
UFC.
Yeah, I'm a huge UFC fan.
We got a little
so-
list we're gonna do. We got a little list, and Connor and Floyd boxing match is no doubt on the list.
It's
That's
that's
probably
priority.
that's
number
priority.
One,
Yeah.
besides
No
our NFL weekly things.
and so we'll do that. Be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for more wrestling stuff. We're gonna get more back in wrestling here soon.
Royal Rumble's coming up.
We just made a purchase for WWE unboxing, so we'll have to. That's gonna be coming out. I think it'll be here Tuesday. Today's Sunday. The box will be here Tuesday. So we'll make that video this week and
Put everything in the playlist of your choice. If you like whichever thing, go check it out.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.